Imagine an algorithm deciding if you live or die. No human, no conscience, just code. What sounds like dystopian sci-fi is already reality. Artificial intelligence is entering the military, changing the logic of war. Drones fly autonomously, data streams analyzed in seconds. Targets identified and struck. Humans are left out, often just spectators. This video addresses one of today's most pressing and urgent issues. How dangerous is the use of AI in the military? Let's take a look at current developments. We'll highlight ethical and political consequences. We really have to ask if we're opening Pandora's box. Status Quo. How AI is used in the military today. AI is already part of daily military operations, but mostly behind the scenes. It's used to analyze huge data sets, like satellite images, radio traffic, or movement profiles. AI spots patterns long before humans lose track. It also supports decision-making. Military leadership uses AI to simulate scenarios, assess threats, and develop tactical options. AI is used in logistics and maintenance to predict failures and optimize supply chains. And it helps with automatic resource allocation. AI makes armies more efficient. Then there are autonomous systems, like drones that patrol, monitor, and sometimes attack targets on their own. This is also the most controversial use and the core of our topic. Militaries have visions for these technologies, but they bring real dangers. Militaries dream of a smart war, precise, fast, and emotionless. AI is meant to reduce civilian casualties, protect soldiers, and respond faster to threats. It might sound harmless, but it's not. Faster doesn't always mean safer with AI. It makes decisions instantly, often without human input or oversight. Emotionless means lacking all empathy and moral concern. Precision is relative. An algorithm can make mistakes. When that happens, people die. The idea of a clean war is a dangerous myth. War remains war, even when automated. Ethical conflicts. Who takes responsibility? What happens if AI mistakenly targets civilians by accident? Who's liable if an autonomous system fails? The programmer? The commander? Or the state? The problem is that responsibility becomes unclear, both legally and morally. Speaking of responsibility, you could take it right now by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, so you won't miss out on any new episodes that we release regularly. Back to the topic. But if no human acts directly, who is to blame? If decisions rely only on probabilities, proving intent is tough. When systems are complex and not transparent enough, even experts can't follow those decisions anymore. This dilemma will keep us engaged in the future and urgently calls for clear, effective rules starting now. Next topic, the debate over autonomous weapon systems, laws. Laws, or lethal autonomous weapon systems, are weapons that can independently choose and attack targets without human input. Examples include autonomous combat drones, AI-guided missiles, or robotic systems with target tracking. Many countries are researching these, like the USA, China, Russia, Israel, and South Korea. Critics are calling for a ban, like with chemical weapons or landmines. The UN has debated for years whether to set international rules or even ban them. But no consensus is in sight. The strategic stakes are too high, political will too weak. Human control seems real, but it's mostly just an illusion. Militaries often stress that humans always make the final call. But in reality, it's different. In crises, every single second counts a lot. Often there really isn't time to wait for human approval. Automation chains decide fast but are hard to understand. In practice, humans often become button pushers, not understanding what the system does. Trust in technology increasingly replaces human judgment. And when it goes wrong, things get dicey. Arms Race 2.0. The global AI race. The US, China, and Russia each spend billions yearly on military AI. It's not just about weapons, but data, information warfare, and strategic supremacy. The problem is, if one pushes ahead, the others must follow. A classic arms race, but with algorithms instead of nukes. The risk that AI destabilizes instead of deterring. Because mistakes escalate fast. And because no one really understands what these systems do. Cyber warfare and hybrid threats. AI is dangerous not just physically, but also digitally. It spreads disinformation, deepfakes, fake news, and social bots, manipulating public opinion and destabilizing democracies. Cyber attacks. AI spots weaknesses, automates strikes, and masks itself cleverly. Psychological warfare. Personalized propaganda tears societies apart. War no longer happens just on battlefields, but in minds, networks, and algorithms. International law is lagging behind. International rules for armed conflicts originate from a time when humans directly fought one another face to face. AI flips that on its head. There are no clear rules for autonomous weapons. The Geneva Conventions weren't written for machines. Many countries avoid commitments, fearing loss of strategic advantage. Civil organizations are calling for new agreements, like an AI war pact. So far, there are only appeals, no binding rules. Philosophical outlook, when machines are allowed to kill. So what's the real difference between an algorithm and human thinking? Responsibility. Conscience. In doubt. In morals. If we let machines decide over life and death, we lose part of our humanity. We're dehumanizing war and ourselves in the process. Questions we must face are then: is technology truly neutral? Can machines ever act morally? Do we want to live in a world where a bug in the code ends in death? The answer isn't in the code, but in our choices. Let's sum it up. The balance between progress and loss of control. Artificial intelligence in the military is not a future scenario, it's reality. It promises efficiency, precision, and safety. But it also carries dangers we barely understand and can hardly control. We need a broad public debate, and clear rules, and the courage to set limits before they overpower us. Because one thing is certain, machines won't ask moral questions. That's something we must do ourselves, before it's too late. If you enjoyed this video and don't want to miss a single episode, leave a like now. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. That way, you won't miss a thing. Thanks a lot, and see you next time. Stay curious.